Hi everybody, I'm Shah Rukh and you're watching AVS Coast to Coast.
It's been 8 years since we've seen them together, but Shah Rukh and Kajol are finally starring in a movie together. Immigration issues put an abrupt halt on the production of My Name is Khan a few months ago in LA. The crew has since resumed shooting, this time in San Francisco. It's reportedly the most grueling shooting schedule ever for a Karan Johar film. But Shah Rukh was resting up at the W Hotel after a hard day's work. He sat down with us just before heading out to a meet and greet event with fans in San Jose.
The character that I'm playing has Asperger's, which is a milder form, if I'm saying it correctly, of autism. And the film is based upon the relationship I think the Western world and Islam has been sharing in the last few years and how drastically it has changed. And hopefully through the film we can give an unbiased opinion of what the world actually feels about humanity and goodness. And it's a different character. I've studied a lot, I've read a lot of books on it. When I was young, I used to work with a lot of autistic children in theatre, and I've always had this desire to be able to come forth and do a character about this is not a disability, but it's not neurotypical. It's a non-neurotypical set of people. So I've always wanted to somewhere down the line utilize and try to understand how the mind works, which works differently than mine and yours. And it's very interesting. Just because we don't understand things does not mean they're not good or bad or they're not well. I think I think of Asperger's and autism, and maybe I'm completely wrong and somebody might sue me for saying this, but I think it's the way we are going to evolve. The mind is going to get much more logical. It will get less passionate and emotional, and I think these are the synapses or the connections which are differing now, and it's a part of the evolution. So I've studied a lot of it, I've watched a lot of videos, I've seen a lot of films. A lot has been written about it on the internet. Then there was a lot of sites where people have Asperger's and they talk about it live, just put a camera and speak. And I've met some people. And obviously I have, I would not lie, but I have done it a little more than necessary maybe. But that's the commercial calling of a film, to make it still acceptable as a hero. But it's a much more realistic film and performance than maybe perhaps in a regular, like an Om Shanti Om, so it's a much more realistic performance. Been difficult but very enjoyable. Gives me neck pains. There's a different walk which gives me pain in my feet. The eyebrows start paining because I have to have an expression which is blank. And the hair has to be short. So a lot of things, but it's been fun. Through the journey of one character whose name is Khan, we try to touch upon different aspects that have changed, should not have changed, and should get back to normal. And all those sequences and scenes are sort of, centered around this character and his family. So it's very important that the protagonist or the central character, the protagonist are actually myself and the wife, Kajol, and a child. So the whole family life and how it changes because of 9/11, we touch upon that too. And in a very unbiased and educated way. So it was very important to play this guy and has to be Islamic. And it helps because I'm Islamic myself, so I know a lot of things that I've felt sometimes and try to utilize that. And some of the education of childhood about Islam has come in handy. So it's an important film. I hope people understand it, like it, and encourage us to make more films like this. Is it going to come up to the expectations of the people? Are people going to get disappointed? It's a story. I do a film because I like the story. I love working with Kajol. I love working with Karan. I love making films. I love telling stories, and I always hope something new comes out of that story. I've done 65 films. Not one has been done keeping the expectations of what people would like to see me do. The idea is always that I would do something and make sure that people like it. And that's how I make my films. So when a lot of people ask me, it's Kajol, Karan, why would we get together after 15 years and make Kuch Kuch Hota Hai again? I think one has to give us a little more credit for a little bit of growing up we might have also done. So obviously it's not a Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. And why would we do it? We let Kuch Kuch Hota Hai be made by younger, nicer, better actors and better looking people than us. And we would make a different film. We've done a few films together, and Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, and they've all been, I think, they have an inherent niceness in terms of love, so this film will have a lot of love. I only make love stories. Even Dawn was a love story. I am through with asking my friends for money for acting for them. It's become a little odd. We're too close, and it's very odd for them, it's very odd for me. So I just said, listen, let's not talk about how much you're going to pay me or you won't pay me. Let's just make films together. And I promised Karan Johar's dad that I'll look after him after he died. So I hope this film does well. And literally, it doesn't want any profit. We just want to be hanging around there in case we are ever needed. But this film is basically Dharma production. It's Karan's baby. It's designed, executed, produced, and online it's produced by Prashant and everyone, but it's their team who's doing it. Mine is just a name, and I'll help him hopefully sell it a bit with some studios here in America. I wanted to make it, I wanted to start it now, and Prashant, who's a producer here in America, I've been troubling him for months now. The part of it is to be shot here, and it's a special film for me because before I break any more bones, before I injure myself any further and have more surgeries, I want to don an underwear on top of my tights and hope my kids like it. So I want to do this film for my children, and I've always wanted to do a superhero film. I never had the six-pack ab. Now that I have it, I thought I might as well give it a full shot. But yes, it's a very special film. It's called Ravan. It's not an animation film as people believe, but I don't try to clarify that. It's a live-action film. It's a superhero film, hopefully. And but I don't know. I'm a little depressed because my injury is not gonna get okay for me to do something physically active like the film with Farah, which is Happy New Year, Dawn 2, and Ravan, till I get physically fit. And I don't think they're happening till about October, November at least. So I don't know when I'll start them. But yes, these are the 3 films that I will start working on as soon as I get physically fit. I don't work for prosperity or posterity. I just work because I like to work. There's never been a thought what I want to do, what I should be remembered as. I just hope my kids learn a bit of good things that I know and not the bad things that I've done. And hopefully have a healthy and happy life. And I think that's what everyone should aim for. All this will go away, otherwise Hearst vans would come with shelves if you're going to take this away with you. So just lead a good life, happy life, and hope that you can teach your children, if not all the children of the world, some goodness. I don't know. I don't want to be. For what I tell my kids is, if you want to remember me as someone who tried very hard and at everything, nothing else.